Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
We are Love to Hate, where we help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at Change My Mind by Josh Saleh.
Change My Mind is a party game that is for loud people. That's what the box says here. And you do want to be loud in this game if you want to do well. With this game, what you're going to have lots of cards that are going to have different topics on it that you will then have options for how to address that particular topic. And a ranker is going to rank the 5 options on the card from best option to worst option, or vice versa, worst option to best option. You're going to have 5 tokens, A, B, C, D, and E, and the ranker will secretly rank out what they feel is the best to worst or worst to best options on the particular card that they have. While they're doing this, all the other players arrange their own chips in the order that they think the ranker is going to pick for best to worst or worst to best. Once the ranker is locked in, he will reveal his tokens and show the rest of the players what options he's picked, best to worst, worst to best, and then all the other players will have an opportunity to argue with the ranker and try to get the ranker to see why they need to rearrange some of their tokens. Because what the other players are trying to do is trying to get as many of their tokens that they've locked in to match ultimately what the ranker has when they say, no more, I'm good with the way I have it, it's not going to change. Because whoever has the most that match up with the ranker, they get the card. And the player who gets 3 cards first in this game is going to be the winner. So that's all there is to this game. And Sam, a lot of the cards in this game, there are some that are not safe for work. Yes. And they do come with icons on them, or children. They do come with icons on them so that you can set those off to the side if you're not going to play with those, or you can play with all the cards. It's your choice. But a lot of the cards are very humorous, very funny, very not controversial like any kind of like political correctness or anything like that, but more so along the lines of like
just things that you wouldn't really think you would ever need to rank.
Right, exactly.
And so you don't always know what they'll come out with, what the ranker will come out with, and then you're trying to convince them that you're correct on something that you might have never ranked before.
And it's inevitably going to be the case that on every card you're going to get into a playful argument with this, because you're going to have an opinion on a matter of why B should be ahead of D, or D should be ahead of E, or whatever the case may be. And you may not convince the ranker for why you feel that it should be the way that it is. You won't be able to change their mind. And then other times somebody will change the ranker's mind and it'll go against what you have set, and you'll just be so furious about that in a playful way. But Sam, talk to me a little bit about your experience with this. Is this a party game that seems to work well and get the energy level up and the people discussing?
Yeah, I think it's an easy game for any age and game playability to learn. It's very easy to set up, easy to understand. It's one of those games where you could play 2 or 3 rounds, or you could play all night. You know, just depending on how people are liking it, or how the party's going. And I think, how many people does it play up to?
Yeah, it plays from 3 to 8 plus players, because really I think you could play with even more players if you just have some kind of other chips to play with that can be A, B, C, D, and E. I mean, you could play as high of a player count, I think, if you really want.
You can have a deck of cards and do 1, 2, 3, 4.
Exactly, 5, but the box says plays 3 to 8 players, and I think, the more players you have in this, the funner the experience, the more fun the experience, because you have more conversation going on, more arguing going on, and more competition too. You also have those action cards that kind of play a factor into the game too, that you can, if you're not doing so great because you've lost, and you get the consolation prize of the action cards, you can play those to kind of give yourself an extra little boost. That's a little fun thing that's added into the game. So something that you feel like would work well with non-gamers?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I think this is just a real good icebreaker kind of game. In fact, the rules even have like a little description for how it can be an icebreaker. And so that's just a fun little thing with the game. And it could be something that you do play for longer too, like the party game of the night, if you will. So really interesting party game here, especially if you've got a crowd of people that really do like to talk and converse and playfully argue. So I had a lot of fun with this one. The game is Change My Mind. It's from designer Josh Saleh. We do want to thank him for sending us this copy so that we could check it out for him. Leave us some comments down below. Let us know what you think about Change My Mind.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.